Hello everybody, my name is Peyton, aka The Unknown Viewer. I have now seen Freakier Friday, the sequel to the 2003 Freaky Friday, following Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. After 20 plus years, they have now had a new generation join the family, and now their nightmare comes back to bite them when they have to swap bodies again, and now things are getting a lot freakier. Like what I did there? You like what I did there? That was funny, right? You all better subscribe for that. Wednesday, I went to the double feature screening for both Freakier Friday and the original one that they were playing. And I actually never saw the first one, so that's why I went to this double feature. And let me just give you a quick mini review on the first one. And to be honest, I actually kind of liked that first one. I actually thought it was very funny. Comedy is probably like one of my favorite genres, so I actually did have fun with this movie. I had tons of laugh out loud moments. And I also love the dynamics between Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. I thought they were great and funny together, and their chemistry was awesome. And I also think the movie just had some fun, memorable moments, and it also teaches you a good lesson that love yourself, love your family, and just be who you are. But I think the movie does have suffer like writing and pacing issues to where some things don't even really make sense, and the plot can be different at times, and how they become it. They kind of swap because of a fortune cookie. I know that sounds dumb, but it was 2003, so what can they do, honestly? But I loved that, and when the movie ended, and I was like, wow, that was actually really good. And there was a 10-minute break, so my mom was buying us snacks, and I ran to the bathroom. And me in the bathroom, I was like, you know what? This actually might be good. This sequel honestly could be one of the best legacy sequels. I would say I wasn't thinking it would be one of the best, but I was thinking it could be really good if they execute well. And when the movie started and after it ended, I did not like this movie, man. No, let me just get into the game and I'll get to the bad. The first good was just seeing Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan again. Their dynamics and arc is still the same, and they definitely have changed from, Lindsay is now more mature now. She's a single mother now. She has a daughter who I also did like, Harper. I think adding a third generation was nice to kind of, fit in with the new generation they're trying to aim this movie for with all these requels stuff. And I know you probably wouldn't think it's a legacy sequel, but I'm going to call it a legacy sequel since it does have all the tropes and stuff that most legacy sequels do. But I also did like Jamie Lee Curtis. She's obviously the best character. She was the best character in both those movies. And I loved seeing her. She's now a grandma now, and there's also some new characters that I also did like. One I liked, I didn't like the other. There was, Eric Davis. I did like him. He's played by Manny Jacinto. I know I probably just massacred that name, but we ain't gonna talk about it now. But I liked his character. He is the new husband that Lindsay meets at her daughter's school, and it was trying to and I kind of liked the principal character. There was also some characters that were new, and there was a couple that I didn't really like, but I'll get into them in my negatives. And I will say it looks like they were trying to make a good actual good story, but it kind of was executed wrong from my perspective, as I didn't think it looked like it wasn't handled well. But I do see people might think the story is actually pretty fine for the most part. And honestly, that's all the positives I can give this movie, man. I really was trying to like this movie, but I swear, I forgot to say this in the beginning of the video, but I have to say now, each week it feels like there's a legacy sequel coming out. July 18th, I knew we did last summer. Let's see, July 25th, Happy Gilmore 2. Last week, it was Naked Gun. This week, it's Freaky Friday. And Freaky Friday got a legacy sequel? But let me just get to my nitpicks. The first nitpick I have is the comedy itself. I love that first one because of its comedy. But this one, it's not good. It's the way it's like Gen Z level humor where it's oh, that sleigh, follow my aura. Why, Disney? Sorry, I didn't mean to yell like that, but still, why? Why? And also there's some moments where it's just making fun of old people. Look at how old Jamie Lee Curtis is now. Look, they're making fun of adult diapers. There's laxatives to make them poop. I'm like, what? Why? And there was just some just moments where I was just where I think there was 4 jokes I actually laughed at, not loud, but I just laughed at, and then there was 4 times I smiled, and there's 60 jokes in this movie, and the fact that I only smiled at those says a lot, man. Also, too, another thing I want to talk about is the new characters themselves. Actually, let me. And the next thing I want to talk about is also too the way they swap bodies. I do not know why they had to do this. They had a fortune teller, or not a fortune teller. What do you call those things? They had like the orbs. Those like spiritual, weird, demonic things that are like, I don't know. What do you call those things, guys? Comment down below if you know what I'm talking about. I think it's a fortune teller, right? Yeah, fortune teller, right? I don't even know. But they have that be the reason they do it. They meet this lady who's at this party that they're at, and then they like the Jamie Lee Curtis and the mom character meet with her. Tells them the same thing. Then the new generation characters, the daughter Harper and Lily, also meet with her. And then the next day, it's like swap the soul, swap the soul. It's like what? Why? And it was so lazy and just dumb. And then the next thing, the swap. Getting into my next nitpick, the swapping. I think the Harper and the Lindsay Lohan swapping was actually fine because it was resembling like the original one, which I thought was fine. But the grandma and Lily, I hated Lily. I did not like her. She's British. I know people are unsubscribing for that now. It's not because she's British, guys. She was just so unlikable, and it's obviously that dumb, boring Disney Channel. Well, I guess it is a Disney movie. Like bully level humor where they don't like each other and they're like trying to like get their parents divorced like before they get married so they don't have to move to London. Well, she wants to move to London, and she doesn't. And she has like this emotional thing where her mom died when she was younger, and I guess some people could maybe find that relatable or like something like that, but I just was not like liking her character that much. And when she swooped with Jamie Lee Curtis, Sir Jamie Lee Curtis was funny, but there was like no like I didn't even like it was hard to like her character. But I did like her character when she was Jamie Lee Curtis, or like when Jamie Lee Curtis's character went into her body. But it was just like I didn't even like her character that much. And then, like every Legacy sequel, it suffers with everything does. Nostalgia. Oh man, the nostalgia bait where they reference this thing. Like, you remember when they got in that car? Do you remember that guy? And they bring all these characters back. Like literally every character from that first movie that was like a semi character. And it's like, why? Like, you can try something new. Honestly, this is gonna sound crazy. I think honestly, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan probably should not have been in this movie. I love them, and they definitely were the carries of this movie. But I feel like the thing is, it's like with these legacy sequels, it's like if you want to make this for a new audience, don't make original stuff come back because most of your money is coming from diehard fans, and there is a fan base for this movie that I had no idea existed. Roll the clip. Since when did a fan base get like that? That's after both movies ended and Weapons didn't get that much of an applause. I mean, sure, but I don't know, man. I was really underwhelmed by this movie and just disappointed. And it's like a copy and paste movie, like when they try to do the story, where it just comes off wrong, and it's just like you don't. I'm not like in love with this movie. I honestly think here's my thing. I think if you like that original Freaky Friday movie, you're gonna love this movie. And if you're someone who's just a casual audience member, you're not. You're either gonna be like me, where you hate it, or you thought this movie was just mid. But that, guys, is my review on Freakier Friday. I just want to thank you all for just watching me. Please comment, like, and subscribe your thoughts on Freakier Friday, or just if you like the movie. I'm happy if you like this movie, or just tell me your thoughts, or if you're gonna see the movie. And I'll see you all in the next video. I'll be posting my review for Weapons soon. Bye.